before.
No. Is that really true? I guess that's true.
All right, good. It's
All
good.
right. Well,
All
it
right,
looks
thanks,
fine
sweetie.
to me.
We're live. Okay, good.
Maybe
Okay,
this is a
good.
little higher.
No, okay, good. All right, good. Thank you. And then I go like that. Thank you. All right, here I go.
Is that the slowest?
Oh, yeah, that's the slowest. And then I go like this, and I also add this on. So if
Oh,
I ever
all right.
fall or
That's
anything,
the safety catch.
yeah, I just put
All
it
right.
there. Right, that's good enough,
That
right?
fine, fine, yeah. You don't have to do much.
Yeah. All right, good. Thank you. All right, we're
All right.
talking about what you said.
There you go.
Keep fossil fuels in the ground now. All right, that's all we can do. So that's
Also,
what?
so the other point I was making
What?
is that if you're going to have discussions about how you're going to save the world,
Right.
and that's fine. You're going to have nuclear power, or you're going to have solar power, or solar pump,
Right, yeah.
or you're going to have regenerative gardening, or you're going to have all these other things.
Community.
You can have all those discussions, and that's fine.
Right.
And in a utopia, we're going to plan all this, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
But you can't have any of those discussions
Until
you first stop burning fossil fuels.
Exactly.
And then you look at what you would like to do and need to do
and what you can do.
But it's really what you can do when you don't have fossil fuels.
Right.
And you're going to find there isn't much, is my prediction.
Right,
Now, I could be wrong,
Right.
but we have to start with that. You start with
Right.
no fossil fuels. Now what's left on the table?
Right. Exactly.
And that was
Yeah.
my point from earlier.
No, I know, and that's such a good point. Thank you. And that's the truth. That's what we have to do. And we're really having lots of trouble because we're not doing it. And then, in terms of what's happening, in Iran, we are saying is like, okay, that's good. It's like, I said that before, is that, prices of gas to go up is good. I like seeing that, and that's, people are complaining like $6 is a lot, and it is a lot, but they pay a lot more in Europe for gas and things like that. We're not paying enough. But it's getting a lot better. And that's what I like. It's getting a lot closer to what it needs to be. I mean, I've been saying $40 a gallon is what it needs to be. So, we have to really put the real costs of burning fossil fuels into it. And so I guess that's what we're doing anyway. And so I really appreciate what Cougar said, is that we have to stop burning fossil fuels, and then we can see what we can do. And anyway, I was thinking about my friend Allery Middlebrook and of Middlebrook Gardens, and going to contact her because she was good friends with Rod Diridon and his wife. I forget her name. Gloria Duffy, right? Dr. Gloria Duffy. And Rod Diridon died. And I wanted to contact him about having the, what is it called? The Rotary Club to help that build gardens in all of our gardens. And somebody was complaining. I saw this article that was talking about that neighbors were complaining about the beds, when people put beds in the front yard, and that it destroys the property values, and it's messy, and that type of thing. And so, right, yeah. Right. Anyway, it doesn't have to be messy. I could work on my garden. I got to work on my garden and make it less messy. But even though people like the messiness of my garden because it's natural and they like it, and there's lots of plants. And so, anyway, there's just this one plant that is in my what do they call it? Green stalk. And I guess maybe I'm not watering it right or something, but the beets are kind of you have to be careful when, in terms of watering, whenever you have plants in a pot, to make sure it's being watered. And so but I've been doing pretty good. But I think the one day we went away and maybe I didn't get it, and that hurt the leaves. But also, there's another plant that is a volunteer, and it's called uh, what is it called? Uh, it's got a pretty blue flower and delicious green leaves. And it's from an Italian friend of mine from many, many years ago. And escarole, escarole, I can hear her say it. Escarole. Anyway, and it's delicious. And anyway, it reseeds itself, so it's all over my garden. So I like it to go to seed, but it really grows tall and it's fallen over. So maybe I can cut it and I might have to just tie it up or something. That might make it a little better. Anyway, so keeping fossil fuels in the ground is what Cougar is saying, and then we see. But I think we have to start with doing it ourselves. Like just start living without fossil fuels. So, just thinking about my son and his car. Like his girlfriend's car, and he really doesn't need a car. I guess he does take the transit and uses the bus. And they're living in San Francisco, but they're driving, and so we'll see. And so I think the one thing that was a problem was the insurance was high. Well, that's insurance because they're living in San Francisco and they just have to pay it, but they won't. And so they're paying for the gas, but it's hard. It's hard. $3.70. Maybe they can get it for less. So anyway, I was talking to the guy called me, and he was saying that I guess I called them. It was the Nissan dealer, and he was saying that they're selling the Nissan Leaf because I did look it up to see that the Nissan Leaf would be cheaper to insure than, let's say, a Tesla. And so I think it was rated like one of the lowest ones to insure. So anyway, I called about it, and he had one, and it was like a 2024, 19,000, and it was good. And then he says you can use, I guess it's the Chum Eco or something. It's Chum or something, where you can have fast charging. It's just not the Tesla fast charging. So there are fast chargers that use this Chug Ego or something, whatever it was called. But so there are, it is a fast charger. And that's what Marshall was saying. He wants fast charging. So maybe that car would be good. I don't know. To let him know. So Marshall, I called him. He wasn't home. I didn't answer, but he texted me and said, "Talk to you tomorrow, Mom. I'm home." So he's home from Reno. And I sent him some information on vegan restaurants in Reno, because he says all the people there are eating steak and so much red meat, but at least he's not eating that. Anyway, so, all right. So, and what else did I do today? I guess I was working on my seeds, and I did. So I got my seeds in their boxes with their little 16 little containers, each of the boxes, their plastic boxes. And then I alphabetized them and labeled them A to B. And then there's some that are just C, because there's a lot of C vegetables, and D to L or whatever. And then I separated also flowers and herbs. So good. So now I took out my beets, and I'm going to soak them because they're a thick seed. And what else was I going to do? Cucumbers, beets, and I know I need to get them in the ground. That's what Mary says. Get them in the ground. So I do have to clear my beds, and I've been holding off on that because I have these fava beans, and I want them to develop so I can save the fava beans. So but there are some beds that are worse than others, so I can get rid of some beds and then plant in there. And I do have a lot of compost, so I can put in the beds. And I guess people are saying to add What else was it? Besides compost, people are adding, well, perlite was one thing. And you could see that. There was something else. Maybe I could add some coir. I don't know if I need to really put that in the bed. I might. Some people say to put the coir even in the bed because it holds water versus plant. I definitely put it in when I do planting. Anyway, and then there's a neighbor. Oh, I did go to the I went to the Valley Medical Center today for my high blood pressure, but it was also my tachycardia. I had tachycardia where my heart was going too fast, and so for what I was doing, it's called tachycardia, where your heart rate is too high. It's supposed to be like under 100, and I would be over 100, and so I was having some trouble even just when I was at the doctor's office, and it was a PA. She was very nice, Charlotte, and anyway, and so then they did put you can see my little thing that I have. That is my Zio patch to watch my heart rate, and if it starts racing, so we'll see. And so she was taking my blood pressure again, and it was like, I guess my heart rate was high, my diastolic was high, even though it had gone down pretty good. It was pretty good. One of the readings was good. So I don't know. I guess my heart is doing things, but I'm not feeling bad, so that's good. So they said everything was okay, so that was good. But they do have me on this Zio patch and watching me for 2 weeks, see how it's going. Because she says that maybe they could lower my medicine I'm taking for that. What we were talking about is like, okay, if fossil fuels are gone, we won't have our medicine. So then Cougar was saying, well, we got to plant our herbs that. What was he saying? It was the aspirin. It was an aspirin, and it was from some. Hey Google, what herb do we make aspirin from? Something willow bark or winter bark.
Aspirin is synthetic, not made from herbs. Willow bark contains salicin, which the body converts to salicylic acid, but it's not the same thing.
Hey Google, what is the herb that originally had the aspirin effect?
Willow bark was the primary natural source used for centuries. Meadowsweet also contains the compound that inspired the name aspirin.
Hey Google, why is meadowsweet inspiring the name aspirin? Meadowsweet. Hey Google, why does meadowsweet inspire the name aspirin?
The name aspirin comes from acetylated and spirea, the old botanical name for meadowsweet, the plant source they use to synthesize the drug.
Wow. Hey Google, repeat.
The name aspirin comes from acetylated and spirea, the old botanical name for meadowsweet, the plant source they use to synthesize the drug.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah, that was the Latin name, acetylsweet, and they made it aspirin. Yeah. Very interesting that they use that plant to create that drug that we call aspirin. Neat. And the other one is meadowsweet. And what was the other one? Willow bark. What was the other one that they make aspirin from? Hey, Google, what is the other? Besides meadowsweet, what's the other one? Willow.
The other plant is the willow tree. Its bark contains salicin, which acts as a natural precursor to the compounds found in aspirin.
What is the name again? Hey, Google, repeat. It's called willow tree. Hey, Google, repeat.
I've got what I said.
Well, we were saying, what are the two plants that they made aspirin from? You said meadowsweet, and what was the other one? Willow, what? Hey Google, what are the two plants that they made aspirin from?
The two main plants associated with aspirin's history are the willow tree, which
Willow
contains
tree.
salicin, and meadowsweet, which provided the name spur component.
Hey Google, is it the true willow tree, or is there a plant called willow tree that's a herb?
It's the tree. The willow is a deciduous tree, and its bark was the primary historical source used for pain relief.
Hey Google, how did they discover that the willow tree bark was a pain reliever?
Ancient people discovered its properties through centuries of observation, noting that chewing willow bark or drinking tea from it eased pain and fever.
Hey Google, how did they find out about the meadow sweet? What it was? Is that the name of it? Meadow sweet? That it was a pain reliever. Who discovered that?
Street names like Meadow Street usually refer to the area's geography.
Hey Google, not
often
Meadow Street. No, Meadow. I thought it was called Meadow Sweet. What was the other plant that was the pain reliever for aspirin besides the willow tree?
People likely discovered meadowsweet's properties
Meadowsweet.
similarly to willow bark through traditional observation and folk medicine, noting its ability to soothe aches and reduce fevers.
Meadow Sweet. What kind of plant is Meadow Sweet? Hey Google. What kind of plant is? Hey Google. What kind of plant is Meadow Sweet? Hey Google. What kind of plant is Meadow Sweet?
Meadowsweet is an herbaceous perennial plant in the rose family. It grows in damp meadows, marshes, and along riverbanks.
Hey Google, could I grow that in San Jose in zone 9B? Meadow Sweet?
Yes, you can grow it, but it requires specific care in San Jose. It needs consistently moist, rich soil and afternoon shade to thrive.
Hey Google, how do you grow watercress in San Jose zone 9B?
To grow watercress in containers, use a soilless mix and keep the pot sitting in a saucer of water to ensure it stays constantly saturated.
Hey Google, repeat for how to grow watercress.
To grow watercress in containers, use a soilless mix and keep the pot sitting in a saucer of water to ensure it stays constantly saturated.
Hey Google, what do you mean a soilless mix? Would that be coir and sand? And what are you saying for watercress? Or is it just water? Or
A soilless mix for watercress is a blend of peat moss with perlite or vermiculite, not sand. It holds moisture without compacting like garden soil. You can also grow watercress hydroponically in just water, but it requires specialized equipment to keep the water circulating and oxygenated so it doesn't become stagnant. Using the soilless mix in a container sitting in water is usually easier for home gardeners.
I see. Hey Google, I guess I could have my pot in my fountain in the front of my house, and I have 2 fountains on the property, so I could put a container in with coir instead of peat moss because that's more sustainable, and perlite and vermiculite, and I would get some watercress from Safeway. I think Safeway had it. And then I could just take pieces of it and put it in that mix. Is that true?
Using coir and perlite in a fountain is a great idea. Just ensure the coir is buffered and pre-moistened before planting your watercress cuttings.
Hey, and I would just take a watercress cutting that I bought from the store and put it in the soilless mixture, like cut off the leaves from the top and just have it a stem in the ground with some leaves on the top. Is that how I would do it? Hey Google, would I just take stems of the watercress and maybe cut off the bottom ones and then stick it in the soilless mixture and keep it moist? Do I have to keep watering it, or if I could just put the pot in the fountain? What do you think of that? Hey Google. Hey Google, if I got a plant from, if I got like a a container of it from Whole Foods or Safeway had it, and I just took off the bottom leaves and put the stems in the soilless mixture, and then would I have to keep watering it, or if I put it in my fountain, would it be fine?
If you use store-bought watercress, place your pot in the fountain so the base is submerged. Since your fountain has moving, aerated water, it's perfect.
I see. And so, hey Google, so you're saying I wouldn't have to necessarily water the plant every day? Would I still have to water it every day? Would you suggest? Hey Google, do I still have to water the watercress every day, even though it's sitting in water? And it has good holes on the bottom of the.
No, you don't need to water it daily, but you must refresh the water. Stagnant water can lead to bacteria, so flush the container twice weekly.
Are you saying, hey Google, are you saying even I have to flush my fountain, even though the water is running in there, it's moving, it's aerated, the fountain water? Would I still have to change that water? Hey Google, if the fountain is aerating the water, do I still have to change that water every couple of days or something?
Even with aeration, you should still flush or change the water at least twice a week to prevent bacteria and ensure clean, fresh conditions.
Hey Google, so you're saying I have to like empty the container where the watercress is sitting in the fountain and refresh that water every couple of days?
Yes, to keep the watercress healthy, you should fully empty and refresh its container every 1 to 2 weeks to prevent nutrient imbalance and bacteria.
Every 1 to 2 weeks. Hey Google, is that what you're saying? Every 1 to 2 weeks, refresh the fountain water. Hey Google, is that what you said? Every 1 to 2 weeks, refresh the fountain water?
Yes, aim to fully refresh the water in your container every 2 to 3 weeks to keep it healthy.
I see. Hey Google, if I don't keep it in my fountain, I could just have it in a container within a container that was just sitting there, or is it better to keep it in the fountain because it's aerated?
Keeping it in your aerated fountain is better. Moving water prevents stagnation and mimics the stream-like conditions watercress loves, reducing the need for constant manual refreshing.
I see. And hey Google, you're saying in the fountain, I would just have to replace my fountain water every 1 to 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Sorry, because of potential risk to safety, I can't schedule actions for devices configured as outlets.
Hey Google, I'm just saying with the watercress, you're suggesting I change the water in the fountain every 1 to 2 weeks, correct?
I understand you'd prefer not to have the fountain run so frequently. If you'd like, I can turn the fountain off for you now.
No, hey Google, I'm not. I like keeping the fountain on. I mean, we are turning them off at night, but when it's in the daytime, it runs all the time. So, but what you're saying is that I would have to change that water every 1 to 2 weeks
Since
if I.
the fountain runs all day, you'll generally need to refresh the water every 2 to 4 weeks, depending on sunlight and algae growth.
Okay. So now you're saying 2 to 4 weeks I have to change the water. And sometimes I change it more frequently because but you're saying minimum every 2 weeks or so, 2 to 4 weeks, I'd have to change that water to have it fresh for the watercress, correct? Okay. Hey Google, is that what you're saying? Every 2 to 4 weeks now, I have to change the water to keep it fresh from the fountain for the watercress?
Yes, refreshing the water every 2 to 4 weeks helps keep the watercress healthy and prevents algae buildup in the container.
All right, good. Okay, good. And that's great. And hey Google, what are I've heard that watercress is the healthiest plant you could grow. Could you tell us more about the watercress plant?
Watercress is incredibly nutrient dense, often ranked number 1 by the CDC. It's packed with vitamins A, C, and K, plus antioxidants that may help fight disease.
Hey Google, how do you harvest the watercress once it starts growing? Do you just clip it off at the top?
Harvest by snipping stems about 4 inches above the soil. Leave at least a pair of leaves so the plant can continue growing.
Great. All right. Thank you. All right, good. And so that's watercress. Yeah, I definitely want to grow that. And then what else was I thinking? Yeah, we'll have to grow our pharmaceuticals and my beets. So I'm really working on my beets. And I've got a lot of beets, and I guess I'm going to drink like 3 ounces. It's like a shot of 3 ounces of beet juice. So I'm going to start just juicing the beets straight and putting them in little jars for 3 days or so. So I have 3, 6, 9 ounces, which is about a cup, and just put them in little jars and in the refrigerator. And I guess that would be 18 for Cougar and I. So we'd have our beet shots that are supposed to help with your blood pressure too. Hey Google, how do beet shots like 3 ounces every day help with blood pressure?
Consult your doctor before adding watercress juice to your diet, as it may interact with blood thinners or blood pressure medications. Medical advice is essential.
Hey Google, I was asking you about beets, and I was told that you could drink about like 3 ounces of beets or something like that, 2.5 to 3 ounces of beets as a shot every day, and that was good to lower your blood pressure. Could you tell us about that? Beets, a shot, 3 ounces of fresh beet juice.
Research shows drinking about 250 millilitres, roughly 8 ounces, of beet juice daily may help lower blood pressure by relaxing your blood vessels. Small amounts may have some effect, but always consult your doctor first, especially if you're taking blood pressure medication.
Hey Google, repeat.
Research shows drinking about 250 millilitres, roughly 8 ounces, of beet juice daily may help lower blood pressure by relaxing the blood vessels.
8 ounces. Well,
small amounts may have some effect, but always
okay. So 8 ounces. So that's.
Especially if you're taking blood pressure medication.
Hey Google, I can take the 8 ounces of beets and add celery, carrots, apples, ginger as well to that 8 ounces. Is that true? Is it okay to mix vegetables, or do you want it straight beet?
Mixing is perfectly fine. Adding celery, carrots, apples, or ginger balances the earthy flavour of beets and provides additional heart-healthy nutrients, potassium, and antioxidants.
All right, good. So I'll do that. And what else? Oh, I was going to cook my eggplant and my, those beans, my fava beans that I'm going to grill the whole bean in the pod with a little olive oil and a little bit of salt and garlic powder, and then put that on and then put it on the grill for like 6 minutes on each side or something like that. 8 minutes. Watch them. So I'll do that. What was the other thing? Yeah. And what else is tomorrow? Let's see what else. Yeah, just getting plants in the ground, or at least in a pot. Starting my pot. And not my starting my seedlings. Beets, peas, and I have little tomatoes growing. Those are growing really good. And I have about 10 tomato plants, so that's good. And what else could I grow? Oh, I really wanted to grow jicama. Hey, Google, how do I grow jicama in zone 9B?
To grow jicama in Zone 9B, choose a sunny spot, plant seeds in warm, well-draining soil, and provide a strong trellis for long vines.
Hey, Google, can I start the jicama in a pod and make a transplant?
To start jicama in pods, nick the seed coat, soak in warm water for 12 to 24 hours, and plant 1 inch deep in warm, moist soil. Use a heat mat to keep pods at 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Transplant into your garden once the soil is consistently warm and frost danger has passed. Good night.
Thank you. Hey, Google, repeat. I think you said to snip. It's a very hard shell. And so you want to, there's a name for that where you cut the very carefully the tip of there's a name for that, and then you soak it. So could you repeat that with the jicama seed?
The term for breaking that hard shell is scarification. You can carefully nick the seed coat with nail clippers, just a tiny chip, avoiding the inner seed. After nicking, soak them in warm water for 12 to 24 hours to help germination.
Scarification is where you, hey Google, is that the term scarification, where you nick the outer seed coat to help get the water in there for starting the germination? Hey Google, it's called scarification, right? What is scarification, Google?
Scarification is the process of gently breaking or nicking a seed's hard outer shell, which helps water penetrate so the seed can sprout.
Hey Google, if I want to make sure that my seeds, because I have a lot of old seeds, are viable, I could put them on a piece of paper towel and sprout them that way first, right? Even my cucumbers and things like that, right? Even carrots. How do you do that? Hey Google, how do you start it
Yes,
to verify?
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
The paper towel method works for most seeds, including cucumbers and carrots, to check if they're still viable before planting.
Hey Google, explain how you do that with the paper towel. And I think it's like with a plastic bag too. Is that what you do?
Moisten a paper towel, damp, not soaking, and place your seeds on it. Fold the towel, slide it into a plastic bag, and seal it. Keep it warm.
And hey Google, how many days do you wait to see if it's sprouted?
Most seeds sprout in 3 to 10 days.
3 to 10 days.
Check your seeds daily for signs of life.
Hey Google, how long does it take for cucumber seeds to sprout?
Cucumber seeds typically sprout in 1 to 5 days using the paper towel method.
Hey
Keep them
Google.
warm and check daily.
Okay, check daily. Okay, hey Google, how about carrot seeds? How long do those take to sprout?
Carrot seeds are slow and typically take 1 to 3 weeks to sprout. Keep them consistently moist and patient. They often sprout unevenly.
Hey Google, can you grow carrots even in the summer? I mean, going into the spring, here in May, if I put it in a shady spot, was that what I would do with carrots to grow them in zone 9B, San Jose?
In San Jose's heat, carrots struggle in summer. You can try a shady spot, but they prefer cool weather. Keep soil consistently moist to succeed.
All right. Anyway, so there we are. We're talking about growing food because we have to stop burning fossil fuels, and we can't have the trucks coming to bring us our food. So, and then we have all the fertilizers issues. I mean, I would grow organic, and I buy organic mostly, not always, but mostly. But if you want organic food and local, that I guess is the problem, is the local. The farmers markets are driving in, so we have to stop that. All right, so then growing our own food, and there was the lesson on growing food. All right, we love you. You have a good night. I did my 30 minutes. Thanks for being here. See you tomorrow.